cute, guys. So it's talking about emotional support here. So it says, you are right. Sometimes it feels good to just hide for a little while. Emotional support, prairie dogs. As I did this whole series and I was uploading them onto YouTube to really help, share this information about separation anxiety with the world and the community, I felt pulled to do one more call. And this call, I really wanted to work on like implementing and integrating everything that we've gone over in each of these videos. How can you make sure that you complete it from start to finish? That's what this video is about. Because a lot of times what we end up doing is we start something and we don't complete it. We don't complete it because we're scared or we get overwhelmed. We don't have an accountability system. We aren't making the progress at the rate we thought it was going to be. It's just taking too long. We start believing that it's not going to work. So the number one thing that I want to bring up today is you got to trust the process. So most people who really choose to not trust the process are the ones that are going to drop off. So you want to really trust that you can get from A to Z. And if that isn't happening for you, then you want to start asking yourself how or wonder or possibility questions like, I wonder how I can open up to the possibility of trusting in this process, or how can I trust this process, or I wonder how I can trust this process. And the answer is going to be different for each and every one of you. And then you're going to have different answers from there, and that's going to allow you to know the next step, because it's not just about doing these steps, it's also about how your mind and your emotions affect your ability to actually complete and follow through. Some of you guys may need an accountability system, and that could be numerous things. It could be as simple as keeping a journal. So some of my clients will, I would really recommend that they do a really detailed journal where they write down the date and how long they did the training and what their dog's behavior was and what step they're in the training, and keep a journal like that. Other of my clients, I've recommended doing a very short, simple journal where they don't even journal every day. They just journal a few times a week. The date and how long they did training, where they're at, and where their dog is. And that tends to be enough. It depends on the person with which type of journal is going to work best. And for other people, they need an accountability system with someone that's outside of them. So that could be a friend that, checks in with you multiple times a week or once a week and asks, how is the separation anxiety protocol going? It could be a family member. It could be somebody that you kind of link up with that checks in with you and sees how it's going. It could be working with a trainer such as me, and helping you be accountable. I mean, that's the number one thing that I do when I work with my clients is many of them, when they understand what to do, I would say that's great, but then the completion, actually doing it every week and following through is what mostly I'm there for, because then I come in and check in the next week and then I remind them what the next step is. And then I help them through all the obstacles that they're having so they can complete it. It's just like when I hire somebody I have a family counselor right now. So sometimes I get lost on what is the next step with my daughter, or how do I move through this? Could I figure it out on my own? Absolutely. Would it take me longer to figure it out on my own? Absolutely. Would it take a lot of time for me to figure out where we're going? Absolutely. Would we spin in circles at times because I don't know the path that we're on? Probably. So having that person there keeps me on target. And that could be me if you would like. If you don't want it to be, then you just want to think of what is it that's going to work for you. It could also be, reviewing the videos. Remember, we talked about you need to have a camera. And honestly, once you start getting partially out of sight and all the way out of sight, you've got to be having that camera set up, such as a nanny cam, on your dog so that you can see what's going on. If you set aside, a time or block out time, every day or every week, where you review those videos. That could also help you have success, or setting aside certain time periods every day where you're doing the training, and you dedicate yourself doing the training. I think it's important to have rest days. I think most people do good with training for 6 days and having one day off. If that's still too much, maybe you train for 5 and have 2 days off. But you need some level of structure, but you also need some level of recuperating and regenerating. I highly recommend that you do that meditation that I created in the previous videos. That's going to help rejuvenate your soul. Anytime you're feeling out of alignment or frustrated, do that, and even do it with your dog there so you can connect with your dog as well. Doing a lot of deep breathing, through your belly when you're starting to get stressed, and breathing in through your nose and out through your nose is going to help re-regulate your body more than breathing through your mouth. Making sure you're doing a lot of self-care so that you can stay grounded. A lot of times, when our dogs are stressed, we feed off of that same stress, so you want to make sure you're doing things to realign your nervous system, and that also is different for everybody. Rapid Eye is amazing to release trauma. I love simple techniques that work really well with the vagus nerve. I'm going to show you a few today. I usually do it with my glasses off because I think it works stronger that way. You can actually take your eyes to the right, and you hold your eyes to the right until you feel a release. That could be a yawn, or just a sigh, and then you bring your eyes to the center. You do the same to the right. Hold it there until you have that release, a yawn or a sigh. And then bring it back to the center. And then you can also do one that I feel it even goes deeper. You look to the right, and then you tilt your head to the right, and that's called the salamander technique. And then you hold it there for anywhere from a few seconds to maybe even up to a minute and a half. Bring it up, go back to the center. You could do a few deep breaths through your belly and then do the other side. I'm doing it kind of fast here. Again, you want to, hold it anywhere for a few seconds to a minute and a half, depending on how much you need to release, till you feel that release in your body, and bring it back up and then breathe. I would say fear, stress, anxiety are the number one reasons why people don't complete things, and lack of trust, and then getting into victim mentality on it just can't happen, I can't do this. If you start noticing that you're in that victim mentality where you start having these racing thoughts of this isn't working, I can't do this, my dogs will never be relaxed, all that, then you want to again go to how and wonder and possibilities. How can I open myself to a new possibility? Can I open myself to the possibility that we can work together, that we can get through this? How can I create success? I wonder how we can work together as a team. I wonder how this protocol can work. I wonder how I can reduce my anxiety and my dog's anxiety. Those questions will then allow your brain to actually think of solutions. A black and white mindset thinking, this isn't working, I can't do this, really create just a roadblock. So you want to kind of open your mind up to those, possibilities and choices, so that you can get from A to Z. And you guys, as you're doing that, you may even find a different way to get there than the roadmap that I gave you, because that's not the only way to get your dog to relax. So I hope that's helpful for you guys. I would love for you guys to comment if you have questions, concerns, or let me know how it's going. I want to hear from you. And if you do want to work with me, there is a link below that you can just click on. And again, when I do separation anxiety, I do it online because I want to not be that added excitement variable in your home. I want to see your dog's true behavior on camera, live, videotapes, all that stuff, so I can really watch your dog's behavior and watch it with you. to give you stellar results. All right, guys, have a great day. Bye bye.